Welcome back. Welcome back. Hope you guys doing alright. Alright, let's jump into this. So, this is just a biblical theory. Most of my life, before I read the Bible, and even longer after that, because, just because you start reading something doesn't mean you figure out things. So, for a very long chunk of my life, I've always asked this question, and I'm sure maybe many of you may have asked this question. How the fuck can somebody be so evil? Violently fights, shoots, whatever. We get those things, you know? Because some of us get brought to that point of anger. But then there's the predators and the mutilators and the corpse fondlers and you get it? There's those lines that no we don't talk about that shit. But we do, you know? And when we do talk about it and you watch your documentaries and your movies, we all have the same question. How the fuck what the fuck is in his mind? What the fuck can make someone be like this? And many different reasons scientifically were spoken. I'm not going to say proven because with science, nothing's really proven. It's all theories, guesses, and after long, extensive living with the experiment and it not falling apart, then they know it's a fact. How they keep catching up to the Bible and proving things that it said is real. Anyway, I wondered and always kept. That's what made me like look up psychopaths and study psychology and different things because I wanted to know what the fuck makes someone do this? What the fuck? And then I learned many things from watching these crazy people that get caught and give their testimonies. And a lot of it is always abuse at a very young age. And it brought up thinking right is wrong and wrong is right. So that's one way, you know? And it made me understand certain people. Those are the ones that do these things and still have a slice of empathy and heart and remorse when they're in jail. Those are the ones that when they go to court, they tell the fucking victim's family, I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me. You know? They're not the ones laughing and fucking smirking while they're in jail like that little bitch deserved it. You know? Talking stupid and shit. And then I realized there's two levels of evil. There's trained evil, where you're really not evil. You got trained. If someone trains a fucking child to be bad and you work the shit in the right way, which we know now is called brainwashing. I call it Sith magic. Like back in the day. But we got science now, so we'll call it traumatizing and Stockholm syndrome and all these other things. I call it using the force. And those people, I believe, um, they're still bad because their brain has been rewired and desensitized, where they don't feel things. Like when you're beaten and beaten and beaten and beaten and you're shown no empathy and you're told this is the way the world is, you lose the capacity of that. Eventually that will be destroyed from you. You won't look. Sound the horns. My daddy's in the building. You will perceive life to be what they tell you, which proves how crazy the mind is, you know. But these people I've seen wake up out of they're beaten in the head and they question things. Some of them before they go too far. They still make their mistakes, but they turn themselves in. And then they rat. So after studying the Bible and learning of the Lord cursing people and learning about hell and heaven and how everyone's not going to either or, and how the Lord said heaven is for us, the spirit, so man, we're not going to be up there. We're going up there, we're going to court. And then whoever gets free gets to leave, and whoever doesn't, you know where you're going. Now, when my father made the pit, it says he made it only and specifically for the fallen angels, for his sons that betray him. So when people say that hell's it's not on fire, I call bullshit, because well, what are you gonna do to a mortal being that's a spirit? Like, what do you do to it? You punch it in the face? These beings are made from whatever the Lord made them from. So I think he would know how to hurt them. And then besides that, their leader, he chumped them off with fire. Oh, you don't know about the story of Lucifer going to talk to God? Well, when he decided to run his fucking mouth and think he could be like the Most High, one of his spies came to him and said, "Hey, yo, this dog, this nigga run, this nigga think he you." And the Lord said, "I already know. Tell that bitch ass nigga to come in here. I want to talk to him." And then he summoned him, and like the whole ass nigga he is, he came and bowed down before his daddy. And daddy said, "So you think you could be me, right? I hear you think you're somebody now. If you're me, then look at me. Just look at me. Look through my throne. Look at me on my throne that you're kneeling before, and my fire that you know is there, that surrounds me. Look at me. I dare you to look at me. If you're me, then you can walk through the fire. You can look at it and not be evaporated. Now look at me." And he walked his bitch ass off. So when people say, I say my father can do and will do whatever is necessary. Now, when he said he only made that for them, that made me feel good, because I was like, oh, thank God, we're not going there. And then he threw in, but Whoever joins them, you're going with them. You get it? And then there's the forgiveness thing, you know? And then there's the, what I just told you, people that get beat in the head. They don't know what is up and what's down. Now, that led me to understand the bloodlines of the old days that did the worst shit. You see, they got cursed because they pledged themselves to the fallen. So they automatically bought them seats to the big game. You know? The furnace. They're going automatically. That's why the Lord said, it's their time now. And after their time, they'll never have a time again. They're going bye bye. And then I thought, right then and there, I said, that explains how people could be maniacs. Because you know you're going. You know when you die, you know where you're going. You can try to do good. You're going. You're going. Because of your ancient, your forefathers. Sin of the father fall upon the son and the daughter. And then I thought, what was the purpose of, Satan in the garden? And I said, oh yeah, he hates God so much and can't beat him. He tried to get his sons to turn against him, and he only got a couple of idiots. And now he just made a new son that's gonna replace him in his throne in heaven. See, there are gonna be some men and women that get to be in heaven. It just ain't gonna be us. You just don't get that. See, they're not telling you that the heavens is for the spirit. You are of the flesh because you were meant to be yin and yang, one world, the other world. And when I learned that, I said, okay, so Satan's whole mission is to get Adam and Eve to fall and partake in the pit. So he's not alone. The ultimate slap to the Lord's face, because he can't do it for real. He's got to like swing through that fire. And I said, yeah, that's exactly how pussy ass men are. If they can't take you down, they go after your wife, your child, your friends, your business. They'll do whatever just to fucking, And I said, that makes sense though, because once you know you're destined to go bye bye, the hatred for everyone else that has a chance will set in. You'll begin to hate them. Just like the angels hated Adam. You get it? So the people that are tied to these things, they're gonna hate man just as much as the fallen angels hated man. They're gonna do what they did and sleep with our women. You know? Take things that aren't theirs. Recruit people. If that's why, like, why do you think Jesus said to the certain people, you're like your father Satan and I'm like my father the Lord? Because what you do in life proves who you're with. You can say whatever you want, but your actions determine who you are and where you're going. And it made me feel sad because I said to myself, now I get the game. Now so many things make sense. And it's sad because so many people participate, willing or unknowingly willing, you know? But just like I said about the the maniacs that get brainwashed, they eventually see their actions are wrong, you know? Because they observe us. They watch you when you smell the flowers and you laugh at jokes and you rub the dog and you love it and you're fucking damn near get hit by a car to fucking get that thing out of the street. It They don't feel that. Get it? Once they get to observe everybody, they're like, wait up, everybody's not like me. What the fuck? Oh, shit. And then, you talk to people. You don't even know. You could be probably talking to a maniac every day of your life and not even know it. Because he's a good one that said, all right, yeah, wowed out, but nobody knows. I've been talking to people long enough, and no, they didn't get beat and molested and trained to be a monster. I didn't grow up normal, you know? And then they try to blend into society. You know how hard it is to blend in, but you can't feel certain things? I know I don't. I know what it's like to want to blend into society and not be allowed to participate in things. So you can't feel things. You can't feel the happiness. You can't feel the joy. But I'm lucky enough that I found the Lord, and He said, there's beauty and joy all around you. Just look for it. There's things all around. You don't need anything or anybody. If you only just look and search. There's meaning everywhere. There's something to see and learn everywhere. There's something to feel from everything. What do you want to feel more? Now go choose. Now, I can't say at 100% of anything that I'm right. So, hope I don't offend anybody. But I also know that I've seen enough in life and watched enough true stories and different things that having a boring life isn't so boring. You know? Things could be a lot worse. Because it is for other people. And that's when I, count my blessings and say, thank you, Father. Although I didn't get my wildest dreams and things that have probably hurt me anyway. you know? You did let me be safe. You didn't let me be homeless for too long. Got to meet a lot of good people. Didn't get to spend a lot of time with them, but when you move from different place to place, state to state, and you keep meeting people, it doesn't matter if they're smart or whatever, as long as they're okay, they're good, decent, you can have a higher hope, you know? Because when you rely on these fucking devices or these TVs or whatever the fuck, or your small town, you begin to think majority of the world is a bunch of bad people, a bunch of fucking shenanigans and shit. And it's really not like that. And there are a lot. But there's a lot of good people. A lot of bad people change into good people. Because that's how they started. A lot of bad people never want to be bad. They want to be in head. They don't want to have to deal with the bullshit. So they lie, cheat, and steal. You know? And a lot of the way this thing is set up right now is just, I don't even know anymore. It's so hard to live right now. You know? I suggest people keep your wits about you, Through history, or what I've learned, and not ancient, no, recent. Go back a couple hundred years, that's yesterday, dog. Whenever there's times of poverty, alcoholism and drug addiction go up. And that leads to crime. You don't need a Bible for that. You don't need science. No. All you do is look at what happened back in the day when everybody was good, and then it was rent and everything so much that niggas is, where we're at. And then look at what happened to their societies. Look what happened to the people. Because this thing that we constructed and the way we are is symbiotic. And without knowledge, when things get bad, people just get desperate. They want to feel good because times are so bad. That's when people turn to drugs and sex. Alcohol and parties, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. I can't, but it's how and how much you do it. You know, I never seen the Bible say you're not allowed to do things. It says don't be a fucking drunk. Don't be a crackhead. Don't. If you're doing things that are making you belligerent and hurt and violent and all these other things, well, then that ain't good then. You shouldn't be doing it. That's why there's wine and then there's alcohol. I wonder what came first. You get it? My father said, anything with a seed in it, you do whatever the fuck you want with it. How was wine made? Out of grapes. I wonder if the priests of back in the day were getting drunk. I wonder what they were doing in those tents of Levi to have it so smoky. I wonder what those incense were made out of. You know? There's a lot of things to be uncovered still. Because the day to day stuff is the most important to me, you know? Because that's where we gotta live day to day. And I gotta hit back onto the Bible or some old lessons or something to further explain why I have the views that I do. Because I know I could be wrong, you know? Fine with that. As long as someone corrects me so I could be right again. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. All love, all praise to the Most High.